there's that four-letter word that, where everybody's watching the forecast right now. I mean, it's Wednesday. Everybody's watching it. Last week totally sucked. We all had to find something else to do besides go to the track. This is it, boys. We're going to the final race of the year. Championships are on the line, and there are a few that are extremely close, not just Sunset, but Willamette. And you guys have already wrapped up a championship up there.
We wrapped up two.
Two of them.
The reason why is because one.
Well, we've got one we can give away at Willamette now.
Well, yeah. I mean, last week and stuff was the championship night for the Dwarf cars, and of course we all know, we got rained out. But I mean, look at this. I mean, Shane Youngren won this thing. I mean, he blistered the season. I mean, with several wins, he led into the points coming into last week. Of course, got rained out. 1,032 points over Guy Tal Sr. of 837. Junior, 793. James Brinster, 679. And Ryan Martinez wraps out the top five. That's the craziest thing, is that, and the sad part about it is I wish we could have ran, that race, because I think that would have been an awesome race to watch. But hey, Mother Nature decided, well, we didn't want to have that. I mean, 1,000 points over 837. I mean, that's quite a leap. There was no way 3 races ago Shane could have sat there and just parked it and went elsewhere if he wanted to. He did tell me, he talked to me the other day, and he says that if he is going to race, he is going to put his sponsor, Tommy's Transmissions, his main primary sponsor, and they're going to go run St. Helens. So, I mean, hey, that's a good deal. I mean, they don't have nothing to lose. It's a great opportunity for Tommy, to get into a car, and he's really never been on dirt before, and to get into a championship,
caliber car.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
it's one of those things that he's really excited to. I mean that was cool. Coming up, listen to this. It is the 30th anniversary of Champion.
Well, it's your final weekend of the 30th year, and that's a pretty cool deal.
Northwest Extreme Late Model is going to be there.
Okay.
Budweiser IMC Modified, Sport Mods, Bridgeport Logistics Street Stocks, Pure Stocks, and the 4Bs. All these guys have championships and stuff to run. Now, which one do you really want to hear first? I mean, we can let's just start off on on late models.
Well, let's start at the bottom, go to the top.
You want to go? Okay,
yeah, let's go bottom to top.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back here real quick. So, bottom to top. 4Bs. Okay? 4Bs started.
Now, if I remember right, just kind of talking about the season, this was pretty much wrapped up, right?
No.
This was tight?
We have, okay, Rob Free comes in the night at 904 points over Damien, we call him Tyler Allen, of 885 points. That's less than 20 points.
Okay,
difference.
so that's tight.
That's it. That's
anybody's deal.
A heat race. That's a main event. That's passing points. All that type of stuff. William Wolf, 867. That's your top 3. Okay, your top 4. Gray Jones, Ryan Conroy is your top 5. That is what is going into 2016 championship season. It's realistically, when it comes down to it, William Wolf is 867. He might be able to bump up into second if something happens to Rob Free. But Tyler Owen with 885 points underneath 904. That's going to be the race right there. Now these two guys, we've noticed Tyler Owen has been winning a ton of races out there.
Ever since that the big one, the Hornet Challenge there at Willamette. I mean, he lit that place on fire that night.
He lapped everybody except 4th place.
I think there was 4 or 5 cars.
Yeah, I mean, it was just stupid. And then when he came down here to Willamette Speedway, I mean, he was on fire.
Yeah,
I mean, it was one of those things and stuff that was just crazy.
The class of the field. So, if he pulls it off, I wouldn't be surprised. But even 20 points, you got to have everything go your way.
Yeah, you got to. I mean,
every point matters. I mean, he could do it all right and lose it by 1.
That's right. Oh, I mean, he could lead every single race, and then all of a sudden a motor failure, just like what happened here a few weeks ago at St. Helens.
Yep.
So let's get into this class. I love this class, and this is another one that the points are not tight for the leader, and it's really not tight for second or third place either, and even for the top 5. but the pure stock class. Pure stock class is awesome. Trevor LaBarge, this is another guy that helps Tyler Owen. He's the one that had the motor and stuff for him. Big contributor, big sponsor and stuff for Tyler Owen in that race team. He is going to be your 2016 Pure Stock champion. Reason why is he comes into the night with 864 points over Kendall Lee with 672.
Wrap it up.
Now, listen to this.
Wrap it up.
Kendall Lee, okay? This guy doesn't have, I mean, he's not on big budget. He basically is on week to week. You know, he's got to finish in the top 5.
The thing about
to get
Kendall
money.
Lee, the car's fast. He's a decent driver. He finishes races. You know, he doesn't have to win every one.
And
but look at where he's put himself. He's second in points.
Second in points.
You know, I mean,
it's a good payout at the end of the year, but I mean, this is the deal too. He's been there when it matters. You know, I mean, he's had consistent finishes. You know, he's definitely not been up there in the top 5 sometimes. You know, he's been the top 3, top 4. He's threatened to win a couple times. He's won a trophy dash, but he doesn't have that high dollar equipment. You know, like Trevor. You know, I'm not saying that Trevor LaBarge has high dollar equipment or Joey Tardio, but those guys are fast. You know, but do not. I mean,
don't
we're
count,
looking out right now.
Don't count that 66 car out.
Second in points right now, Kendall Lee. That, I mean, Joey Tardio, 598. Reason why is because he was out for 3 races.
Right.
Having that issue and everything else. We're watching widescreen over here. What are you doing?
Breaking stuff.
What are you one headset?
It's a $300 set of $300 headset is broken.
Listen, get into my. Hold on, hold on. Get into my bag. Yeah. There should be a set of headphones in there.
Well, hey, it's
Lord.
just a screw that came out. We'll make it happen.
All right. Well, you can fix it on commercial
you can
break.
shut my mic off now.
Yeah, 4 minutes on commercial break. But if there's another headset and stuff in there, look, double check. Not those. Those are Bluetooth. Okay. Anyway, so Trevor LaBarge is going to be your 2016 Pure Stock champion, Sunset Speedway. Now, this is a class we all love. We talk about it every single year. We talk about it all the time. Bridgeport Logistics Street Stocks. Okay.
This is now we're talking racing.
So, we already know who the championship is going to be in this, and of course, it's going to be Arnie Case. Excuse me. I just want to tell you how. Right now, I just want to tell you how cool I think the Case Racing family is. They're very religious. Not as a sense of like, hey, we're gonna shove it down your throat, but these guys are so humble and so dedicated to their racing program and to helping fellow racers that it is absolutely just amazing to me on the camaraderie and the friendship and stuff that not only my family, Moxie Media, has with the Case Racing family. Arnie Case, Justin Case, all those guys over there, his brother. I mean, just a great organization to have and to be part of and to have our name, on the side of their car. Your 2016 Bridgeport Logistics Street Stock champion, Arnie Case. He's coming into the night with 1,139 points over Justin Case, his son, that is now up into second. This is where the battle's coming into. Okay, the battle of second place, 878 points over Doug Pitch, 876. But check this out. In fourth, Benny Sauter with 870.
Good old Benny.
0 points, 6 points, 8 points. So from fourth to second, 8-point difference. From fourth to third, 6-point difference.
Anybody's gig.
2-point difference between second and third.
Anybody's deal right there.
Telling you right now.
That right there, I'll say it before you even get there, that is going to be the race of the night.
It's literally whoever finishes in front of each other is going to get that top spot. I mean, they can't catch Arnie because he's 11:39. He's just dominated the year.
You got to think about it though. You got to think about it. Passing points too.
Passing points.
That's going to factor into that whole deal. I mean, who starts farthest back, who moves farther. You can still finish ahead of a guy and not finish ahead of him. You know what I mean?
That's true.
With passing points.
That's true. Justin right now with 878 and Doug Pitch with 876. Those guys, I mean, passing points and stuff are theory, but Benny Sauter, if he starts way in the back and then comes all the way up, that's where he's going to gain. Now, if he starts up towards the front and everybody else in the back, Justin or Doug, that's going to kind of hinder him. He's 8 points difference between fourth and second. So he's kind of, I don't want to sit there and say he's got a sandbag a little bit, but I'm just saying there might be might be some tendency to sandbag.
Even sandbagging is going to bite you in the backside. Because don't you guys have an 8/10 rule?
That would be a race director. I'm just the glorified clown up there. I don't know.
I hear you. But here's what we at Willamette Speedway we've got the 8/10 rule.
I believe we do.
It doesn't hardly ever get used. Not that there was ever a need really. 8/10 is quite a bit of time.
Oh, absolutely.
But it can happen, and I've seen it happen. We've all seen it.
It happens all the time. I remember 3 years ago when it was prevalent in the sportsman class.
Right.
They invoked the 8/10 rule at least once every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody up there too, especially a race director, to sit there and look. Now with these three in second, third, and fourth, okay, if you look at that and you say, okay, hey, look, Benny Sauter is off of Justin cases, and say Justin qualifies fourth. Okay, well we know Benny Sauter's as fast as these guys. All of a sudden now he's off by half a second.
Right, and he's starting 12th.
Right.
So it's like that's
So now, but though this is the key too. This is where a lot of people and stuff say, "Well, I wasn't sandbagging. Car got loose, or car had real bad push going into 3 and 4."
Yeah,
those are the things.
Time on the clock is what that's what they're going to say. This is the time on the clock. This is what you qualified with.
And
this is what you did. This is what you were. You had a 2-second lead, and you were
right
a second and a half off the pace and qualifying.
Right.
But we start bringing up sandbagging. Remember, gosh, it was early August. I think it was the July 30th, August 1st race at Willamette. Dave Walters goes out there, qualifies 19th out of 19.
Right.
Goes out and wins his heat race by 4 seconds.
Right.
Sandbagging?
Well,
no. They lowered a bar. They got forward bite. That's
that's an argument.
Been there.
And
See,
I've been there.
No,
I'm not saying Dave's that way.
No, Dave's not that way.
But
I think anybody that knows Dave knows when he gets in the car, it's go time, baby. It's knock down, drag out. He's not that guy that's going to do that. That's just not his character. But that being said, this goes back to the conversation we had this week with perspectives. Okay, now, do you want to look at the clock and say, this is what the clock says? You qualified with a 12.800, and in the feature you're leading by 2 seconds with a time of 12 seconds flat.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't matter where you started. Doesn't matter what changes you made, what tires you're on, track conditions. Throw that all out the window because this is what the clock says. That would be the argument on the official side.
Mm-hmm.
Of course the driver's going to argue track conditions. I got to qualify late and the track was slick. Or we moved up a bar and we got more forward bite, or we added stagger. All that. When it comes to arguing with the track officials, do you guys really think it's going to make a difference?
Not at my track.
Not at Willamette.
Because you know what? Because realistically, when it comes down to it, you know who's going to step their foot down?
Nicky Gamble.
God dang right.
Done deal.
Because, mind you, the racers and stuff respect Justin in his word. They might be pissed off. They might be upset. They might sit there and go underneath the flag stand. They might sit there and salute that he's number one a couple times. We've seen it. But Justin tells each and every one of those racers in the pit meeting and says, hey, look, man, if I've made a mistake, call me on my mistake. We'll discuss it later. But right now, during race time, is not the time.
Right.
Okay? So you go back and you talk to, Bob or whatever the case is, or don't go talk to Nicky.
You get beat up.
Do not.
That's a death wish.
I've seen some. That talking to Nicky during. Listen, this is how my time goes.
Well, let's go with it. Let's talk about this 8/10 rule, just because we had touched on it real quick. We're still talking points over here at track, but let's talk about it, because here's the thing about it. Think about this as a track. We've more been on the racer side, whether it's in the cockpit or on a car, working on something. So that's kind of, we're of course going to say, well, hey, look, we're going to kind of lean towards that.
Right.
Taking a look at the big picture from our side that we're on now. If a track official says, well, we did see him make a bar change, and that probably made the big difference. Raising one bar, I doubt, is going to make 0.8 of a second, first of all. And if you change that rule for that one driver, you can throw that rule out for the rest of the time.
For the rest of the night.
Forever.
No.
Forever.
It's done. You've set a precedent. At that point, it's done. And it's a great discussion to have, because you start talking, really, is you throw a bar angle, you change your bar angle, you throw a different set of a different stagger on the car. You move lead.
You put new tires on, whatever it is.
You can put 0.8 back in the car, But as we've seen over these nights at our track, Sunset Will Lamb at Cottage Grove, have you ever